All right, what's good with y'all boys, man? So we are back with the shooting guard defensive video now. Point guard was in the last one, so LaMelo Ball, Curry, Luca, any of those guys you might need help with, you can go check out that last video. Arguably, this one is 100 times more important. Okay, when it comes to shooting guards, if you are not able to shut down the shooting guard on the other team at all during the game, it is very unlikely that you're going to win. You're going to be losing your rank up games. You're not going to be making it far at all. So, this guide is going to help you figure out how to guard these guys. Now, Seth, Schroeder, Crawford, not including any of these guys, are fairly easy beginning players. You shouldn't have any issues with them for real. And then Ray Allen, everything that I covered for him is basically going to be the same as what I tell you for Tyler Herro. And realistically, we're going to split this up into two categories of on-ball and off-ball shooting guards so that you can guard all of the off-ball ones fairly the same way. You're going to guard all of the on-ball shooting guards fairly the same way. Other than that, let's go ahead and jump into it, okay? Starting with CJ McCollum, he's really in the category of Seth and Schroeder. He's fairly easy to guard for real. The only thing you're going to worry about on him is his step back, which I'll just show you how to guard on other people, because you guard the step back mechanic the same on whoever is on, realistically. So let's start doing off ball. Let's start with Booker, because he's on the lower level for real. But when it comes to Booker, he has a few different moves. He has a pump fake and fade that he is able to do, which is the bread and butter for most people that like to play on Devin Booker. But you don't have to worry about this for the specific reason that a lot of his actual moves that help him out are focused on him being in front of the three-point line rather than behind it. Okay? And the reason that this is a good thing is because I gotta switch him. The reason that this is a good thing is because it's a lot easier to kind of telegraph what it is he's wanting to go for. If he's inside the three-point line, then you never really have to worry about what move it is he's trying to go for. Just kind of play your side-to-side defense. If he gets that cross-off, it's fine. It's going to be a 2. A lot of these guys, your main focus is giving up the 2, letting the defender potentially help you with that so that you can focus on stopping the 3s. As shooting guards, the main thing that these guys all want to do is get 3-pointers off. That's the whole point of this position. And if you can force them into just shooting 2s all game, then they are basically useless, pretty much. Like, you can use a power forward, a center. You can use other people that give you a lot more to go with your 2-pointers, like defense, rebounding, all that, if you're just going to focus on 2s. So if you can take away the 3 from a shooting guard, you basically win that matchup, okay? Even if he does decide to pump fake it after he does the drive, you're still going to run kind of behind him or towards him as if he's running away. Like, he was open right there. He decides to do the fade, so I'm still there. Now, we'll move on from him. I feel like he should be fairly easy for anybody, but obviously if y'all need help with that, just drop it down below, okay? Moving on from Booker, we're going to talk about Herro. Now, with this guy, he has a few different moves. We actually do want targeted skill defense, just so I can show specific stuff. Step back first so I can show you guys what I was talking about with how you're always going to play step backs the same. Again, big, important part, knowing where he's at on the court. If he's at the 2, you know that he almost always is going to be going for this step back. He can do his drift shot and fakes and stuff from the 2 area, but if he's there, a little side-to-side defense or a little bit of help will be enough, and then if he gets the 2, so be it. You want to focus on playing this step back or focusing on stopping his drift shot when he's behind the 3-point line. As far as the step back goes, all you have to do, even though I'm sitting here just letting him continuously get it off, all you have to do is constantly be heading towards him at all times. So anytime he's in the 2-point range, it doesn't matter. Kind of like Iverson. Y'all are going to see this on him too, because the people still have a lot of issues guarding him. But you focus on running towards him, and it's not going to matter what he does. And that basically will shut down the step back move completely so that you're only really having to worry about one move. If he's at the 3, if he does the step back, he's going to be likely too far away from the goal to hit it. So that's never a concern. Now let's turn on the drift. Okay. Now, the way that this works, like I said, from the 2-point line, you don't necessarily have to worry about this. You want to focus on stopping him when he's at the 3-point line and trying to do this. The main key for it is really just being fast on your side-to-side move and keeping it consistent, especially with these off-ball guys. You keeping your movement consistent and active is gonna be the only way to save you because of how their contest zones move and shrink. If he goes into that drift shot and I overplay it, I'm gonna be stuck. And when he goes to that pump fake on it, then he gets a free shot off, basically. So you can't play him when he does the drift shot as if it's gonna end with the drift. You have to assume, even if he might not, that he could do the pump fake as well. And if you play it right, what'll happen is you'll get kind of like that right there. You're still gonna be in the contest zone for both of them because you kept your movement steady the whole time. If you kind of doing this, like moving back and forth and giving those little micro pauses in between, that little stop that you do is just enough time for him to be able to get to a different part of his shot, and he will be able to get them off consistently. But as you can see, I'm contesting just about every shot right here. You just go with it. That's it. Fairly easy, fairly smooth, nothing too crazy. Now, Klay Thompson. Okay, one of the ones that a lot of people want to know about. First off, step back. Let's talk about it. All right. He can only do his step back off of passes. So your biggest concern with Klay and when you're guarding him off ball is to make, matter of fact, hold on. We got to go back to Herro because I didn't talk about one of his abilities off ball. This right here. Step back, double clutch shot, clarifying shot, heat dribble. Is it the scramble drifter? See if he'll do it. Yeah, there it is. Off ball, just like I was just getting ready to say with Klay. And same thing with Iverson for all the off-ball people. You cannot be caught just standing around when these guys catch the ball. All right? Even if they don't have it and there's dribblings and stuff going around, you can't be focused on ball watching because what will happen is he'll catch that ball and he will very quickly do that sidestep into a shot. I believe he is also able to pump fake that shot, but I'm not sure. Let me just leave all these on to see if he does anything different right here. Okay, yeah, he can kind of do that. That too. Both of them, all his little moves when he first catches it are really fast if you're just kind of playing inactive. So you have to make sure even before they catch the ball, you're kind of back and forth on your movement, ready and waiting for them to potentially go whichever way they can go. So when you get back to Klay, like I said, for him, it's a little bit more helpful because on his step back, the only time he can do it is at the 3 and when he's first catching it. So you know that you don't have to worry about running towards him to stop it at any other time. Just kind of focus on being there. But what most people want to know is how to stop his drift shot, okay? Similar to Herro, you have to make sure your side-to-side movement is there. And if you overplay him like how I just did when I did right there, he is going to get it off with a pump fake and probably drifting to the other side. Now, the easiest tell when Klay is about to do this is that he does that little dribble right before he finally goes up to shoot it. Just look at him. See that little side dribble? Matter of fact, let me use him real quick so y'all can see what I'm talking about. Because what a lot of Klays like to do, can I make him shoot it? Yeah, catch and shoot. I just need him to get rid of the ball real quick. What every Klay that you're playing against that's decent is going to do is they're going to do this right here. They're going to kind of go back and forth, hesitate a little bit so that you don't know exactly which way it is that they're trying to go. And once they feel like they got you, they'll go into the drift shot. But you see, right after I press the ability, I do that first little two-hand dribble before I pick it up and then go into my shot. If you can focus on making sure you see which way he does that little two-hand dribble to, you will be able to stay with him in front of him, at least close enough to where you can get in the contest zone. Now, when we talk about his contest zone, you're not wanting to stay too close to him like you would with some of the other people being more aggressive. Like with Herro, I was always right there, right in front of him, super close. Klay, you kind of want to stay out here close to the edges of his contest zone. It's going to be hard to get down because it does shrink a little bit. So if you get caught in the wrong spot, you'll feel like you're there and you actually won't be. But since the contest zone shrinks as you get closer to him, you need to be out there on that further side where it's a little wider for you to actually have a chance at contesting it on a consistent basis. So moving around, making sure you're on top of it with your movement back and forth, not getting stale, not getting caught ball watching or anything like that, making sure you're staying with your left, right, moving back and forth with them. And then just trying your absolute best to stay like in the middle area to the very edge of that contest zone. And that should help you stay in front of it most of the time. And with these guys, look, okay, they are specialized and mostly capable more than anybody else in the game of hitting threes. So it's not the end of the world if they get one off or two. Your goal is just making sure you can stop at least maybe 2 to 3 of them during the game. If you can do that, that should give your team enough to be able to do whatever they got to do scoring wise and defensively with the other players to allow you to close that gap and keep the game close enough for you to win. Okay, so you won't stop all of them. It's going to be hard, especially with a good one. They're going to see how you're playing them and they're going to start out predicting you on what it is that they're trying to do. But it is absolutely possible. And I'm using Halliburton here in all these clips just to make sure y'all see that I'm doing it without defense and I'm not using my sprint while I'm guarding. If I'm using my sprint, I got caught in the wrong area on the contest zone there. But if I use the sprint, a lot easier to stay with him on the side to side movement and a lot easier to catch up in a lot of the situations where I end up defensively out of place. Okay. But that's all you need for Klay. He's not really that hard as people think. And so now we're going to do on ball. We'll do Zach LaVine first just because, again, this is one of the easier ones to guard. All you're focused on with Zach LaVine is his step back jumper. Okay, you're never focused on stopping any of his dunks because even harder than the rest of the guards, his are pretty fast. So let him do whatever he wants to do with those. Focus on his drives and stopping this step back so he's not getting any threes, okay? The drives can only go to the side and the step back is always going to be after 1 or 2 of the drives. So all you have to do is when he starts it, just kind of go as if you're playing defense behind him. This was similar with LaMelo. You're going to see something similar with Iverson. I said it with Luka. I said it with Herro. You're running to where you know the step back would put them if they went for it, so that if they do decide to go for it, boom, you're right there in the contest zone and it's contested every time. Fairly easy on LaVine if you start to focus on the threes and just giving up the dunks, because you can't, as a guard at least, you're not going to be stopping most of his dunks. So just focused on stopping that step back. Clarkson, I don't think I can make him dribble. Turnaround floater, determined shot. He might. Let's see. Let's see if we turn these on, if he might do it. You want to think of Clarkson kind of like an elite Halliburton for real. He's more like Shea in the sense that he can be very close to infinite dribbling and moving around the court a lot. More so like Halliburton in that his dribble combo has to be ended by a canceled double step back. Otherwise, he won't be able to continue the rest of the dribble combo. He has to kind of add that in there. He's not going to actually do the animations we need, so I'm going to show you what I'm talking about while I use him. But basically, the way you want to play him is when he's doing all his moves, you stay with him side to side, obviously, you know. But focus on, I canceled the step back accidentally, but focus on staying with him basically for the step back in that same way. And the only difference between this and like Levine and the other guys is that you know that he can still dribble out of this step back. So you don't want to overcommit and jump or anything like that. Usually just use your sprint, and that should be enough for you to get close so that you're in the contest zone when he does try to use it. But for the most part, you don't really run into good Clarksons that know how to use all his animations properly for you to even have to worry about it, for real. Plus, he is also one of the more inconsistent people when it comes to being able to shoot from the three for shooting guards. So you don't have to worry a ton. But yeah, all you're doing for him really is playing that step back, making sure he's not getting too far away from you when he does do it. And if he does, like I said, you use your sprint and you can stay with it fairly easy and always good. All right. If you want something more in depth, I've already done a defensive guide on Iverson. So you can go check that out, subscribe. You'll be here for any of the other defensive guides I do in the future. Leave a like if you haven't already, especially if any of these tips are helping you out. But yeah, we got a defensive guide on Iverson up, and you're basically doing everything that I just taught you with everybody else. First thing, playing that step back shot. Okay, which one is it? This one right here. Pull up jumper, step back. In a lot of the clips that I upload when I play games, you'll see me lock down Iversons a lot. I'm at the point where I usually will ask to guard the Iverson if there is one on the other team and I'm not already guarding them, because this is what most Iversons like to do. They want to use that step back to get to the 3-point line and get into a shot. And anytime you don't focus on the side to side and you just stay with them and kind of wait on them to go into that step back, you are always gonna be in the contest zone and able to stop it. His side to side work is really fast and really hard to stop. So in the same way that you give up twos with the other guys and their layups or dunks, you kind of give up his side to side movement if he wants to do that, just so that you can make sure you have the counter whenever he decides to do that snatch back. All right. Now, when he does the pull up, there's not a lot you can do about this. This is the reason that you give it up when he is pulling that from the mid-range. A smart Iverson is going to take you out to the 3-point line and do this. And really the only thing that you can do is focus on having your left-right movement very, very well and saving your sprint for when you feel like, based on how you've been guarding him so far, he would go into his pull-up jumper. But the sprint is kind of the only way to save you, just because of how fast he moves when he does that. Let me see. Use him real quick for reference. The sprint is really the only thing to save you when you got a guy that can pull up that fast. Like, even the computer, playing almost perfect defense as they're made to do, can't stay in front of this right here. And every time you get that Iverson that's trying to dribble way out here, know that that's what they want to do. Because just like I said with, who was it we talked about the step back with it first? Was it not Klay? Herro. If you're out here, if I do a step back out here, I'm not hitting that. Now, I can say I have hit a couple of these on Iverson, but not a whole lot of them to a point where he's getting it off consistently. So as long as you can focus, yeah, he's not getting that off most of the time. So as long as you can focus on his side-to-side movement out there in the 3-point line, that's honestly all you got. I know there's a lot of people that say they have a hard time guarding him, and it's really hard. I promise you, Iverson is probably, like, as much as I like him, maybe it's just because I use him so much, he's probably, like, I defend him easier than any other superstar, for real. So, play the step back. Get your side-to-side movement down, and you should be fine with Iverson. He's really not a big deal. All right. Not going to use him for defense because he does have a little bit of extra help. And I'm going to get some hate for this, but listen. All right, this is how I guard D-Wade. Which moves is it? I think it's the shifty pull-up. We'll turn all his little stuff on just so y'all can see everything. So, same thing with D-Wade. He has a step back, okay? What do you do with anybody that has a step back? You focus on the step back first, unless they are at the 3-point line. So all you're doing when you're guarding D Wade is running behind him. It doesn't matter what moves he does. Don't worry about all that. Envision the same way you're doing with Iverson and all them. He's doing all this, but you're kind of focused on staying like back here. He's there, but I'm back here just in case he goes for that step back. Okay. Outside of that, the only thing you're really dealing with is trying to stop him from doing this little left to right pull up that he could do. And similar to everything else, you really have to animation watch if you want to be able to stop this consistently. So when he does that first hang, the way I defend it is, regardless of which way he's going, kind of like Klay, I'll try to stay in like the wider area of the contest zone, so that way if he goes for it, I'm there, just like that. But if he doesn't go for it and he goes back the other way, a very minimal adjustment for me, as long as I read it fast enough, will get me to that other side too, so that I'm still there for the pull-up. Usually, if you can stop this and you can stop his step back, the only time he's going to get threes off is when he bumps you and runs into you, and it forces you into that little stagger. But a little tip for that, even when he has that, like, okay, the regular bump, like when I'm just on side of him, like, let me try to get it right here. That one you can't do nothing about. The one he can do with his ult, though, where he can basically auto ankle break you, if you're playing behind him already like you should be, and this is even at the 3-point line, because that's the move he wants to get into, as long as you're playing behind him properly, he's gonna dribble into your contest zone. If he gets that ult off and tries to shoot it, you'll still be there as long as you're behind him. Kind of the same way you would guard Shai's ult. Like, you stay out the contest zone for the bump or the auto break and go behind, because that's where he wants to go. He's going to fade with it, just like Shai would do when he fades with his little thunder fade move, right? So that's all you got to do. I don't usually have to double team this guy. I don't defend him a whole lot, so every now and then playing a good one that knows how to mix up his moves can get me a little. Plus, I do tend to overcompensate trying to go and stop the drives as well. But it's like I said, his dunks, especially Wade, with his dunks and everything that he got in his speed, you're not stopping most of his 2-pointers if he does want to play that way. But if you stop him from making threes, then Dwayne Wade is a glorified Karl Malone, just like any other shooting guard that isn't able to get more than just 2-pointers up the whole game. So if you can stop his step back and his little pull-up right there, like I was just showing you, you're solid on Wade. All right. Last, we got James Harden. The basics on defense are this. When he goes into that little skip dribble at first, you want to be aggressive, because if you're not, he can do the double step back like that, right? If he does the skip dribble and then starts dribbling, can you give up the ball, brother? Thank you. If he does go into the skip and then he starts dribbling, all right? If he gets to that third drive and you're not already with him far enough, like, look at how the computer's guarding. That third drive is a guaranteed step back if you're not either sprinting or you were already kind of reading where he was going and you're close to him. He gets enough space off of it that he's going to get the step back off if you're not already close enough. You have to also keep in mind, after the second drive, he does, we're lagging a little bit. He has the option to go into that little spin right there instead, right? When he does those first 2 drives, you kind of want to do like a little micro stop. Like after the second one, you're going to stop real quick and kind of wait. Because if, say, I'm going this way, and then my answer when going that way, if I'm guarding him, is to just keep running this way because I sprint and I think he's going for that step back in that direction, he can do that spin, come this way, and then he's pretty close to where he can go ahead and get a step back 3 off over here, right? So you let him do the first 2 drives, you stop for a little bit. Imagine Seth is him. You stop for a little bit right here in front of him, and then you're ready for your left right to go whichever way he goes, whether it's the spin or the run in this direction that he's already dribbling in. All right. Now, you do also have to keep in mind when he finishes his combo, he does have the option to go into another skip dribble. So he can start it, go into it. Can I move him? Does he have to be out here? I don't know how to move, buddy. But yeah. See if we can get it back off. He messed up my flow. So get the skip. And then I can end that with another skip dribble that I can jump into if I want to, right? I do think naturally, that I have like skill cooldown. Oh no, skill cooldowns is on. I think naturally he can't just immediately start another combo. If you go into the skip dribble at the end of it, you do have to, I think, do something before, like you got to give it a little second before it's going to let you go into comboing again. Right now, it's not making me do that, but I think that that's the case when you're actually playing in game. Let's try one more time. Or maybe you could do it twice. It looks like it let me do it twice there. But yeah, this is why normally people would double team him, just because you cover so much court that it is really hard to keep up with him. But as long as you play off the fact that you know he has to finish with a step back, it's always going to be fairly easy to guard him. He can't do like Halliburton and Shea where he gets far enough from you and he can immediately just pull up. No matter how far he goes, even if he delays it a little bit, he has to end with a step back. So you just make sure you manage your sprint and you watch his animation so that you can tell where he's going to end that step back at. I start dribbling. Oh, well, didn't mean to go into the layup. But I start dribbling to the right side of the court here. Your immediate answer should be running to the right corner, regardless of where I am. If I'm right here with the ball and I just started going this way, obviously you have to, like I said, you got to be careful for the spin. Make sure that I don't try to go back this way. But if I don't do the spin and you see me do that next drive, I'm going to be driving this way. Step back is going to bring me back here. So your goal as my defender, you don't want to chase me in my contest zone over here and then wait until I go into the step back, because yeah, you can jump, but you might not catch it. Instead, as defender, you head straight over here, even though it looks like you're trying to run behind me, because you know when I do the step back, this is going to be the area I'm going to end up in. You feel me? As long as you do that, Harden is just, he's fairly easy to shut down unless you're playing someone who knows how to bait you into that ankle breaker every time. Outside of that, it's a fairly easy thing to do. Okay, so this has been shooting guards. It has been a little bit longer. That's because it took a little more to show y'all how to guard each specific person in their proper way. But hopefully this did help y'all boys out and y'all can get out there and start locking some stuff down. Like we said earlier, if you enjoyed and this helped you out at all, leave a like, subscribe for more. We still got a few more defensive guys to go. And I appreciate y'all boys for almost getting us to 400 subs, because we were just at 300 before we did the last video. Now we're sitting at like 370. So I'm really just going to say we on the road to 1K, because y'all are moving pretty quick. I appreciate all the love, all the support. We're doing amazing. So thank y'all. But outside of that, Discord link in the bio. I'll catch y'all boys in the next one.